Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with my review of the Lio Buster from Tokumei Sentai Go-busters as part of, was my revisit series in honor of Beast Morphers coming up, but I actually never reviewed this back in the day because I did not have it. I just recently finally bought it. In this mode, it's like in its attaché case mode. It's fancy and attaché, but it's kind of like, you know, a briefcase, and then it transforms into basically like the control panel for Tamagami Lio, and then the blaster, and you get a bunch of sounds to go along with it. In this mode, like, as you can see, it pretty much is like indistinguishable from a regular briefcase. You can bring this to a business meeting, to school, and people will just think, wow, look at that schmancy briefcase he has or she has. And it's just like that. I mean, it hides it really well. It looks just like a briefcase. But yeah, you know, doesn't look too bad in this mode. It looks more like a tiny little laptop case with a trigger than a briefcase, but that's just, you know, the nature of these toys being smaller. You can see the sort of lion design here on the clear plastic where that's going to be the LEDs and stuff like that. It says GB miles per hour. Go-busters miles per hour. I can't even talk, guys. And then you have kind of little status things up here. This is a little number pad. Doesn't work. You just have this one button, stuff like that. But yeah, it looks fine for what it is. Shall we go ahead and turn it on? On-off switch back here. So you get activation noises. The main thing it does in this mode is just kind of has a bunch of phrases and whatnot by pressing this button. So let's go ahead and start that.
Tamagami Lio! Analyze mode, check! Sougan energy, charge! Electron 流出、発見! Metalloid 反応、キャッチ！メガゾード転送、ドドドドドーン！ヒラム桜田、新反応、マックス！リュウジ岩崎、クールダウン、ダウン！ヨッコウサミ、エネルギーチャージ、チャージ！オーライト、ゴーバスターズ！バスターズ、レディー、ゴーゴーゴー！アナライズモード、check!
Then it pretty much cycles back. That's the core amount of the sounds. It kind of just cycles through. And it'll only say, excuse me, it'll only say this noise when you first activate it. Like, it won't cycle back to that unless you reset it and whatnot. We get it. Analyze modo. And it doesn't do any noises for this or anything when you're in this mode. Now, the next main mode is for the control panel. So for that, there's this little release here. This actually detaches these two. This bit has a plug that goes in here, and it detaches those. And then you press these buttons to fold these out and around, just like, you know, like bike handles. And then you press these to allow them to come down, and it makes... Yes, we get it. It makes, you know, a pretty satisfying mechanical noise. That's something I talk about a lot in various, like, roleplay weapon and stuff reviews, and even mecha reviews, that I like when it feels, like, satisfyingly mechanical, if that makes any sense. And I really like the way that feels. It really feels like, you know, a gadget transforming.
Right on! Boom, boom, boom! Go, 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 busters! Left town, go, go, go! Right town, go, go, go! Vroom, vroom, vroom! Mission complete! Good driving! Yes, right on! Go, 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 busters!
So as you can see, you get more sounds, or different sounds, when it's in this mode. And then this acts as, like, you know, revving. And it will start lighting up. And then as you continue to hold it, the lights will go around here until it sort of like fully charges.
Wink, 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 wink. Beat up, up, up.
You can just kind of hold it there. And there's like 3 different intervals on there, and I think it's neat the way it kind of, you know, shows the high speed on here by doing it in intervals. It kind of is a neat little LED effect and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and move on to the blaster mode. So same thing here, just hold this to get these back up and push these around, snap them in, and then you can see here that kind of secures it. That's neat. I think that's kind of cool. All right, to transform it into its blaster mode, first you need to move the tripod back so you can get a wider angle on it. That's not for you, that's only my instructions. But press this button and you're just gonna fold this bit out. And
Lio Blaster, go!
so you get that bit and it transforms into a blaster, which looks fine. I think they did a pretty good job on it in terms of the way. I mean, this is pretty ill hidden. I feel like there could have been some way to hide the trigger in the briefcase mode, like, I don't know, a panel or something. But yeah, you know, it looks fine. A little goofy, a little loud, but you know, whatevs. Trigger noises. And you can see the LED differences there. When you press this button, you get that noise. And then if you hold it down,
It's time for Buster!
you get your final, you know, it's time for Buster noises. Okay, now the last thing you can really mainly do with it is you can combine it with the Sougan Blade. In order to prep this, you're going to need to do quite a lot. I would take some notes out, you know, maybe an audio recorder so you remember what I said. So first of all, you just do this. That's it. Okay, so I hope you got all that down. And then the Sougan Blade, basically if you have it in the combined mode formation, like this S thing, for combining it with the camera, then you're golden. That's all you need. Because this bit right here is going to snap in right here, and then there's the little plug right here just like for that. It's very, very samey.
It's time for Final Buster!
So then it starts making like the classic sort of Go-busters attack waiting noises. And it sounds like a slower, more sophisticated version of it. So you have that, and I'll just do that again. Let's just kind of set it down. It's not like the most world-changing design, but that does look pretty cool and impressive. And like, it's a pretty like impressive size when you hold it, having it all together. It feels like a giant rifle. This doesn't flow together the best, but it's still pretty neat. And if I forgot anything, I apologize. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but you got the core gist of it, and that's what I'm trying to do, is get the core gist of it for you. Overall, I think this is a pretty neat toy. If I'm being completely honest, I'm not a huge fan of the second voice, which is this one that was used in like the second half of the series for all this stuff. I preferred like the original one. It sounded a little cooler to me. But this one does have some amusing bits in it. I like the way that some of the LEDs on this work. I like some of like just the charge up sounds and stuff like that. I think there's some cool bits there. I really like the kind of almost slower sounding finisher music when you attach this on there. So there is sounds I like to it. I think it's really satisfying feeling to transform it between all the modes. It feels very mechanical, so I like that. So even though it's not my absolute favorite Go-buster weapon, I think if you're a fan of it, then I can recommend checking it out. I'll be interested to see what, if anything, Hasbro does with this. I mean, I'm not necessarily sure they won't do anything with it, but you never know. But I'm interested to see what kind of version we get, and when they eventually do something for it, I'll do a comparison as per usual. But anyway, that's about it. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, don't forget to climb the steps and ring that bell to get notifications for all my videos. Until next time, Dawson Rider, signing out.